PTF and Mikee P. Mike Prebosi back with you on a special video presentation in the Money Media talking about Indiana Night of Champions at Harrah's Hoosier Park. Hoosier, I don't know where that accent came from. I'd say Hoosier. I'm from New York. Park. Mike, give us the overview of this night. I know it's a big event in the fall for harness racing. Friday night, first post, 6:15 Eastern. Give us a little bit of the overview of what makes this night special.
Yeah, so the Indiana Sire Stakes program, it has become just this massive entity, and they give away a ton of money. Well, this is the night where they wrap it all up, and you have a lot of big super finals for the horses that are racing at these Indiana Sire Stakes levels. You have some of the consolations also for the horses that participated throughout the season. You have some aged races for these Indiana Sire Stars. So just a huge night, 14 big races, almost 2 million in purses. And Hoosier always has fantastic betting. Big fields, their multis pay big. They lend itself to long shots, just the way that they race. So anytime you can get these kind of horses going for big money, you're going to see a lot of action and a lot of upsets.
You guys will have the in-detail coverage on the Harness Players podcast side. When can folks look forward to watching/listening to that?
So we're going to be recording that after, not too far after recording this video here. John Rallis, he's very well known now for his TV. He did some time at the Red Mile this past weekend. Certainly participates in Meadowlands television coverage, and of course our own Ray Cotolo. He never at a loss for words when it comes to analysis on these kind of races. So join the coverage on the Harness Players podcast this weekend.
Great stuff. Yeah, definitely going to want to check that out. It's fun to go at a high level. These videos were really gearing towards a lot of the typical in the Money Media flat racing audience. Want to get folks excited because it's great. There's other stuff happening in terms of wagering at this time on Friday night. But while you're sitting there watching Santa Anita or whatever, if you're a flat player, what a great opportunity is to check this out. 2 million reasons to make it interesting in the forms of these big purses that lead to the prices Mike was talking about. Something else horse players want to be aware of. There is a $20,000 guaranteed late pick 4. That starts in race number 12 on this Harrah's Hoosier Park card. I keep saying it, Hoosier. It just flows off the lips. 10:30 p.m. the scheduled post time for that one. Not going to let you get out of here, though, Mike, without giving us some specific ideas, a couple of spot plays, if you will. They don't have to be in that late pick 4, but might be nice if we could talk about that bet a little bit of what an approach might be. But where should we begin in terms of your main opinions on this Friday night racing?
Well, tons of stars on this card. Horses like Eugene the Genius, 7 for 9 this year. Let's Go End of an Era, 9 for 10. Sabonis is another horse in this week, 16 for 17 this year. So no lack of stars. There's some Grand Circuit types also on this card. Horses like Little Rocket Man, MM's Dream, that show up in the Grand Circuit races all over the country. So look for those horses. I'm going to give you a couple prices, though. I'm always trying to give you prices. We'll start in race number 3. Number 2, Better Take 'Em. Now, this horse is second choice on the morning line, but I do think you'll get a decent price. Has won 2 straight, but off a 6 scratch. This horse has to beat the favorite Miracle Maven, who is racing very well versus these Sire Stakes foes. I do think you'll get an okay price on Better Take 'Em in race number 3. If you look to race number 6, another race I do think is wide open. Another Indiana Sire Stakes final. This is 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. The 8 sure did. 8-1 morning line here. Marvin Luna. Now, this horse has been closing up in its last 2 races. I think improving at the right time. Is able to kick 27-1 late. A lot of these horses can't do that. Has been around it all season. I think that one's a use. The 3 Operator, also 8-1 in that race. This horse won the Madison back on September 20th for Jay Hochstetler. Very well-known trainer down there at Hoosier Park with a lot of nice horses. I think this horse could bounce back off a break on October 1st at another decent price. That would be another use for me. And then let's go to race number 11 to finish up here on my spot plays. The 1, Little Rocket Man, will be the big favorite in this race, but I'm going to try the 5, Coach Stefanos. This horse loves this racetrack, got very good at the end of last year, is known for huge kicks. This horse was kicking sub 25. If you know anything about harness racing, that is wicked fast, and this horse kicked 25-1 on October the 4th. I think he's set up in this age Sire Stakes final here in race number 11 to win. He will be a much better price than Little Rocket Man.
Some excellent ideas. Just to recap race 3, the 2, Better Take 'Em. moving ahead to race 6. The 8 Sure Did and the 3 Operator going to be on some tickets. Is that an exacta type play for you, or how do you see approaching things in that 6th race?
Yeah, I really like that race because I do think that some money's going to flow with Eugene the Genius. I did mention him earlier. He's won plenty of races, but I just think that he is a little lightly raced recently. So this horse maybe could be ripe to get picked off. And I would definitely be using the 2 and 3 in multis because both higher morning lines, a lot of money's going to flow through the favorite there. So on top in verticals and use definitely in multis.
Recap the numbers for me. I said 8 and 3. You just said 2 and 3. What are the relevant numbers in race 6?
Race 6, yes, 2 and 3. The 8 actually will be the favorite in there, but my top 2 would be the 2 and the 3.
That was going to be my next question. Of all the stars of these big favorites, who might you consider really making an aggressive play to take on? Sounds like it's Eugene the Genius in race 6. We'll go with the 2 and the 3 in opposition. Then we flashed ahead to race number 11 and the 5, Coach Stefanos. One more question, just generally about an approach to this guaranteed $20,000 late pick 4. Again, on your coverage, you're going to be getting much more into this, but is it a sequence where you're going to try to get narrow and get skinny and hit it for a lot, or is it more of a spread? You can beat some favorites and maybe get, a used car or new car type payout.
I do think that it could lend itself to a chalky result. In the first leg race 12, I think Chandler Bing the 2-1 morning line looks very live. I mean, just looks faster than those horses. Probably should be one to lean on. And then I mentioned Sabonis. That horse is in race 14. This horse has lost 1 race all year, 16 for 17. I just really have a hard time thinking that he gets beat. So I would probably single those 2 and spread in the other legs.
No hesitation in this house with my daughter being a massive Friends fan to bet on one called Chandler Bing. We'll have that on whatever else we're doing Friday night. She'll get a kick out of that. Always gets amused by some of these horses' names, and that's one sure to tickle the fancy. Mike, thank you so much again. Folks looking for more, go to In the Money Harness Players Podcast and check out the full coverage there, whether it's on YouTube or in the audio feed. And make sure you subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube feed so you don't miss any of our exclusive content, whether it's on the Thoroughbred side as we run up to Breeders' Cup or on the harness racing side. Mike, we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.